Departing runway 16. Wind 240 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few at 2000 feet. Scattered at 5000 feet. Temperature 5. Dew point -3. Altimeter 2981. Density altitude -900 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Tango. Portsmouth International at Pease Airport.
Portsmouth ground, Cape Air 422 is clear the active 16 on Charlie. Taxi to general aviation parking, please.
Cape Air 422, taxi to general aviation parking at your discretion.
Taxi to GA parking at our discretion, Cape Air 422.
Temperature 7. Dew point -4. Altimeter 2981. Density altitude -700 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Lima. Portsmouth International at Pease Airport, information Lima. 1455 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 16. Wind 260 at 11. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few at 6000 feet. Scattered at 5000 feet. Temperature 7. Dew point -4. Altimeter 2981. Density altitude -700 feet.
Good morning, Portsmouth ground, November 123 Alpha Zulu, type Cessna 414, with information Lima, requesting flight following to Bangor, Maine.
Clearance on request, stand by. Alpha Zulu, on departure, maintain VFR at or below 1,500. Departure on 127.05, squawk 3326.
Maintain VFR at or below 1,500 feet. Departure on 127.05, squawking 3326, November 123 Alpha Zulu.
123 Alpha Zulu, read back correct. 1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Okay, to Ithaca, radar vectors to Condon aspired, climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect flight level 400, 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 127.05. Squawk 6225 and expect runway 16, MiG 7, Sierra Bravo.
Frontier Flight 1179, turning on taxi path for you to Park 76. I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Copy, clear to offit, radar vectors, con, Dennis Valley, climb and maintain 3,000, expect flight level 36010 minutes after departure, departure in 127.05, squawk 5642, expect runway 16, Bandit 1. Ground, we're ready to start engines.
Portsmouth ground, November 123 Alpha Zulu, ready to taxi.
Alpha Zulu, runway 16, taxi via Delta Alpha, Alpha 1 Alpha.
Runway 16, taxi via Delta Alpha, Alpha 1 Alpha, 123 Alpha Zulu.
Portsmouth ground, Giant 1180 heavy, requesting IFR clearance to Alexandria.
Okay,
Clear down Zandia, radar vectors, comms in is fun, climb, maintain 3000. Expect flight level 340, 10 minutes after departure. Departure zone 127.05. And runway change to 34 Giant 1180 Heavy.
Portsmouth ground, mall 640, X-ray, IFR to Worcester.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Flying Doghouse. This is our culmination, I guess, of the East Course portion of our USA cross-country tour. We are going to make our way from Portsmouth up to Bangor, Maine. We're going to follow the coastline here. We're flying VFR. We've already gotten our taxi clearance, so we'll be getting going here in just a couple of minutes. We are using the Cessna 414 as usual, and we're also using Sayintentions. Enjoy the flight. And we'll get going here in just a minute. Okay, park and brake off. Make our way.
Ground 264 Echo November. Can I get my squawk code one more time, please?
Good evening, Portsmouth ground. Piper 526 Whiskey Sierra. Request IFR to Portsmouth as filed with information Oscar.
On your number 1.
All right, we're going to be making our way over to runway 16. And our VFR departure instructions were at or below 1,500 feet. We'll maintain runway heading for a bit. And then we'll establish contact with departure once we are airborne. Hope everybody's keeping well. As I mentioned, we are wrapping this particular cross-country tour, at least the East Coast portion of it. And for the next portion of this, I'm envisioning doing some stuff in the Great Lakes area. So. Should be interesting. Get to see that part of the U.S. We haven't done a whole lot of group flight flying there. That'll just be a good excuse, I think. And I have to say, I'm quite enjoying the Sim Update 4. For a couple of minor irritations that I mentioned during the last live stream, I think it's pretty solid. Continuing to wait for some other things to get fixed. For those of you who use Parallel 42's Flow, yet another update. That's keeping me busy. And a lot of aircraft have gotten patched and updated. And the B-17G from Microprose has now gone to version 1.0. So the official release now is out. And I downloaded it yesterday and had a quick fly. I'm going to go ahead and get all of my custom cameras and stuff set up for that. And then we're going to be doing an in-depth review of that aircraft. So, and we're going to try to include some historical stuff, some performance data in the video.
Portsmouth, clearance delivery, Duke 638 Lima Delta, ready to copy IFR clearance to Sarasota with information Sierra. Duke 638 Lima Delta cleared to the Sarasota Airport, radar vectors wheeze, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 220 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency on 127.05. Squawk 1454. Expect departure runway 16. Duke 638 Lima Delta.
Alright, for Those of you joining the live stream or watching the replay, welcome. This is our East Coast tour. We're in the process of taxiing to runway 16. And we are at Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We're going to be making our way up the East Coast to Bangor, Maine. Per usual, in the Cessna 414. Which is on sale, by the way. So, did release a new video on the channel this morning talking about some of the things that are on offer. So if you are in the market for something new and different to fly, I want to check that video out. So we highlighted a bunch of things on the marketplace and looked at some stuff over on Orbex and also Contrail. And we made our way over to Freeware, over to Flightsim.to. Just covering a few bases there.
Portsmouth ground cleared to Manchester. Radar vectors available. Then it's filed. Climb maintain 4,000 feet. Departure 127.05. Squawk 5446. Expecting runway 16.
And we have already done our magneto test. We should be good.
Roger, cleared to Bedford. Radar vectors. Guinea Monk. Then it's filed. Climb maintain 3,000. Departure on 127.
And we'll talk to tower. Portsmouth Tower, 123 Alpha Zulu, ready for departure.
Cessna 123 Alpha Zulu, Boston Center, contact tower for departure clearance. Once airborne, contact me.
And I grabbed the wrong frequency. That's funny. Portsmouth Tower, November 123 Alpha Zulu, ready for departure.
Cessna 123 Alpha Zulu, Portsmouth Tower, runway 16, winds 260 at 11, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16, winds 260 at 11, cleared for takeoff, 123 Alpha Zulu. Well, quite frankly, I should have a number to call. I was too busy yakking. I did not stop at the whole short line. So, true confessions. All right, let's roll. Airspeed is alive. Of course, in the real world, you're not being broadcaster. So, there we go. Then there's that. And rotate. Here coming up. We're doing a zero flap takeoff outside the plane here. I've been very, very pleased with the frame rates I have been getting with my RTX 5080. Seems to be behaving itself quite nicely. I also have spent some time this weekend playing around with the carrier offering from Miltech, doing some carrier qualification. So that's been fun. Continue to do that.
123 Alpha Zulu, contact departure on 127.05.
Contacting departure on 127.05, 123 Alpha Zulu.
Going to ground on 120.905.
Yeah, it's fine. November 123 Alpha Zulu. We are with you at 3,000 feet, making our way VFR to Bangor, requesting altitude at our discretion. I think I need more coffee.
123 Alpha Zulu, radar contact.
approach 123 Alpha Zulu, requesting altitude at our discretion. Please advise.
123 Alpha Zulu, altitude at your discretion, VFR.
Altitude at our discretion, 123 Alpha Zulu. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get trimmed out here. Alright, I think we're good.
Experimental 53 Golf radar contact, Elliott altimeter 3047. Turn left heading 030 vectors to ENE.
3047 will turn left heading 030 vectors to ENE.
Experimental 53 Golf contact Boston Center on 118.55.
118.55, 985 Golf.
Looks like we're having some controller fun this one. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Good. Let's go ahead and make our turn to the north. Aimlessly wandering here over the Atlantic. Back on course.
American 668, contact Bangor Tower on 120.7.
120.7. American
I've not flown
668.
this section of the East Coast. So this should be fun.
Boston Center, Delta 177, flight level 340.
Delta 177, radar contact.
Alright, so a good intercept
Boston
here
Center,
on the
Brickyard
Magenta line.
4488, flight level 260. Brickyard 4488, radar contact.
Let's see here.
10 miles north of Boston International Airport. Request clearance of runway speed 3,500 feet.
Let's see.
Skyhawk 54 Echo cleared through Bravo airspace at 3,500.
Bravo airspace 3,500. Skyhawk 454 Echo. Boston approach, Figure November 123 Romeo Juliet with you at 6,000 with IFR to Kilo Mike Hotel Tango.
Alright. Get that dialed in here. You can relax and enjoy the scenery. And this particular flight route will take us over the top of Kennebunkport in Maine. Ish. Better intercept angle here. All right, as I mentioned, the Cessna 414 that we're flying today is on offer. So thinking about picking this up, it's a great value. And as I mentioned, there's lots of stuff on sale. So check out the other video. I appreciate it. Give it a like and subscribe.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Departure, Cessna, November 411, November Kilo. Request IFR as filed. November 411, November Kilo. Request IFR as filed to Quebec.
Where are you headed?
Portsmouth approach 123 Alpha Zulu, Bangor, Maine.
Alpha Zulu. Flight following already established to Bangor.
Why did you ask? And just to be sure, I'm going to make a slight left-hand turn here, stay away from the airspace restriction. Once we get to the north of that, we'll reestablish our path on the magenta line. So it's another 2 minutes on this particular heading, and then we'll make our turn.
123 Alpha Zulu. Transition through the Portland Jetport Class Charlie airspace is approved. Altitudes at your discretion. Remain this frequency.
Clearance through the Charlie airspace approved. Altitude at our discretion. We will remain this frequency. 123 Alpha Zulu. Thank you.
Contact Portland approach on 119.75.
Full contact approach on 119.75. November 123 Alpha Zulu. Thank you for your help. Good day. Portland approach November 123 Alpha Zulu. Type Cessna 414 is with you. 1,745 feet with VFR to Bangor.
Cessna 123 Alpha Zulu, Portland approach. Good morning, Kennebunkport, altimeter 29901.
Altimeter 29901, 123 Alpha Zulu. Yes, the barometric pressure was low when we departed Portsmouth. There we go. Back to pretty much standard. And this particular heading will take us just to the east of the airport here in Portland.
Bandit 1. Contact Portland Tower on 120.90.
120.9, Bandit 1.
Heading 120 for Sub Delta Bravo.
Just enjoying the scenery here, folks, and letting the sim do the talking here. All right, we're coming up on Portland. So I think for the next portion of the cross-country USA trip, we're going to use Black Square Baron. So it's another twin. And we'll check it out. And we may use the Bonanza as well.
Localizer, runway 29er, American 2556. American 255, 6556 is established on the ILS 29er on a 7-mile final.
So one thing you're going to notice about Sayintentions is that
contact Portland Tower on 120.9er. Good day.
Different users of the software have their volume set at different levels. So I'm not trying to chase that to get a professional mix. This is really more to give you an idea of what this is about. Just adding to the immersion here. Stream. We are wrapping up our East Coast portion of the cross-country USA tour here. We are just outside of Portland, Maine, making our way up to Bangor. And we're using Sayintentions. Sounds like we have someone who's having audio trouble broadcasting. There's a bitch. Hopefully that goes away in a minute. That's not the least bit annoying. I think about the only response I have to that is, dude. At any rate, we continue to make our way. And if you are interested in using some flight planning software, if you haven't tried Little Nav Map, it's terrific. I do use it for flight planning purposes for the channel and for group flights. It is quite good. It's also freeware. It should be payware. That said, check it out. I'll try to remember to add a link to their download so that you can grab it.
Cessna 569, proceed direct south, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer cleared for the ILS runway 29er approach.
Proceed direct to south, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Clear for ILS runway 29 approach, Cessna 569.
Flyby. celebration of the anniversary of the first powered flight, control-powered flight. We'll be in and around the Outer Banks, making our way up to Norfolk, and then back down the coastline to first flight for our final destination and our featured piece of scenery for the flight today. So, looking forward to that. A wide variety of aircraft I'm anticipating for that. So again, join us over on Virtual Flight Online's Discord. That's where the audio portion of the program will be. And there's a flight plan you can download. Load that into the sim, and we are flying that particular group flight in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. So, lots of good information and good people over on Virtual Flight Online, so I think you would enjoy the experience. Feel free, easy for me to say this morning, feel free to come along and join us. Friendly group, not very many rules to follow. Pretty much don't talk about religion, sports, politics, or use profanity. And if you do those things, then everyone will have a good experience. Choose not to do those things, well then, there are rules. Texture in here is interesting looking. But icy, perhaps. The airport we're going past at our 9 o'clock is Augusta State. We need to make our way up the coastline here in Maine. And then we'll make more of a true north kind of turn here in a bit and make our way up into Bangor. Route today was planned at 144 nautical miles. Should take us about 59 minutes. Since I got my new PC several months ago, I have not been using eye tracking, head tracking. Part of that reasoning is most of you who are watching the channel may or may not have that, and just trying to get a middle of the road presentation in terms of experience. I'm going to play around with it. I may do a couple of videos using it.
Skymaster 258 Delta Golf request IFR flight to Plymouth Municipal, climb to 4,000 feet.
Get that recalibrated, but that's not that big of a problem.
Departure 258 Delta Golf request 4,000 feet. Stable over clouds. 4,000 feet. 258 Delta Golf.
Let's see how we're doing here. us to our next waypoint. Which will take us just to the west of Knox County Regional. We see some boat traffic this morning as we're making our way up the Maine coastline. And if you've joined the live stream, welcome. We are wrapping up the East Coast portion of our cross-country tour. We're probably about 65 or 70 nautical miles from Bangor, Maine, which is our final destination today. We're in the Cessna 414.
FedEx 522 Heavy, fly heading 020 for the Harbor Visual Runway 29er approach.
Flying 02.
Once I finish this live stream, I'm going to go continue my shenanigans on my carrier qualification tour. Messing around with the Miltech super carriers, so definitely a change of pace from flying the 414, that's for sure. Speaking of, that stuff is on sale, so if you're interested in naval aviation and carrier stuff, be a good time to pick that up. And we just released a video this morning talking about what's on sale in several places, so might want to check that out. Meanwhile, back in Maine, so I did notice right after Cement Update 4 was released, I was getting that ridiculous resource error message that I was seeing earlier on was Cement Update 3. And with no changes whatsoever to my configuration, it's not gone away, so.
95, 1 Tango Bravo.
Did not change any of my graphic settings.
Piper 8351 Papa on the ground at Brunswick, seeing if we can pick up our IFR to Groton.
Tend to be averaging about 160, 170 frames per second with the Sim Update 4. So that's been very good. Very pleased with that. Although right after I did the install of Update 4, I did notice that some of my settings got reverted, so spent some time piddling with that, getting it back to situation normal. All right, let's make a bit of a turn here. And this will take us back over the top of our planned waypoint number 2. Beautiful coastline. Really enjoying the trip. Again, I mentioned at the beginning of the flight, I have not really flown at least this part of the Atlantic coast. Hopefully you are enjoying it as well. anticipated a light workload in terms of talking to ATC. Not a lot of chatter today, not a lot of handoffs. Not like going, through the New York City or the Boston airspace. I'll take one of the things that we'll do.
Tango Bravo, request IFR clearance to Burlington. I'll have your clearance in just a second.
On this next leg as well, we'll use some additional phraseology that we have not really explored to date on these cross countries. Talk about some of that. And really, I think that's one of the fun things about Sayintentions is getting comfortable with what you say and when you say it to ATC. So I was on earlier this week with a friend of mine. We were tearing around in a Navy trainer. We were using Sayintentions, and we discovered that you can request a tower flyby, which was granted, which was really funny. That one kind of surprised me a little bit.
Alpha Zulu, contact Boston Center on 134.905.
Time is 4 Papa Tango, Rickle Center, Viva 7345, flight level 370.
Boston Center, 123 Alpha Zulu is with you, making our way VFR to Bangor, Maine.
Cessna 123 Alpha Zulu, Boston Center, good afternoon, Rockland, altimeter 29901.
Altimeter 29901, 123 Alpha Zulu. We're making our north turn here in about 2.5, 3 minutes. I think I have boat density turned on to low or medium, so we are seeing some floatables out there in the harbor. We are too early. This is Knox County Regional.
Center, good afternoon, American 1692 with you, flight level 340.
American 1692, Boston Center, good afternoon.
This is Kilo Romeo Kilo Delta. That's the AO code. Yeah, this one looks like fun. I have to revisit this for a group flight. If the lighthouse is rendered here at the Rockland Breakwater. There's also supposed to be a lighthouse over here at Owl's Head. Go check out Flightsim.to. If they're not here, I'll check it out later. Here, I'll load that. We'll use that on the group flight. That might be fun. A North Atlantic Coastline lighthouse tour. Opposed to our usual North Carolina lighthouses.
123 Alpha Zulu, contact Bangor approach on 118.9025.
Contacting Bangor approach on 118.925, 123 Alpha Zulu. Thank you. Good day. Bangor approach. Good morning, November 123 Alpha Zulu with intentions to land at Bangor, requesting clearance to land. Get that out of the way. 50 miles out.
123 Alpha Zulu, cleared to land runway 33. Winds calm. Altimeter 299er2.
And I think that gives you an indication in terms of the level of traffic. Let's see, 299er2, so we do need to adjust the altimeter here. Just a smidge. Here we go. All right. Well, it's nice. We've already got our runway clearance here. So let's see. That's runway 33 is what we were called out for. And there is an ILS here.
Bangor approach, Centurion 77 Delta Bravo requesting lower altitude if possible. 7 Delta Bravo, descend and maintain 6,000. 6,000 for 7 Delta Bravo. 3003 in the altimeter, 813 Alpha Zulu.
Live stream.
Romeo Yankee is on an IFR flight from Belfast to Brunswick as filed. Request activation of IFR flight plan.
We are using Sayintentions. You will hear lots of different kinds of chatter.
Turn left heading 030. Descend and maintain 3,000. Establish on the localizer. Clear for ILS. Runway 33 approach. 747 Kilo Tango.
And usually the traffic comes in when I'm trying to talk. Timing is everything. And we're about 65 nautical miles out from Bangor.
Delta 49er, flight level 360.
Delta 49er, radar contact.
And we'll be switching over to Bangor Tower here shortly. We are currently talking to Bangor Approach on 118.925. Expecting runway 33, and we were given landing clearance when we contacted the approach, but we'll still talk to tower here in a few minutes. We'll get handed off.
RV9 Alpha Romeo, expect. RV9 Alpha Romeo Heavy, climb and maintain 5500 feet.
In the meantime, we're just going to enjoy the scenery. again, I have not flown in this part of the eastern U.S. It's gorgeous. Maybe this is the river where they hid the Red October. Sorry, not sorry. Just gorgeous. All right, let's see where we're at here. Probably about 20 nautical miles out. I'm going to talk to tower, I suppose. Bangor Tower, good morning, November 123 Alpha Zulu, requesting landing clearance runway 33.
Alpha Zulu, winds 210 at 5, runway 33, cleared to land.
Winds 210 at 5, runway 33, cleared to land, 123 Alpha Zulu, thank you, good day. All right, so this should be just a straight-in approach. Putting a bow on the box here for this cross-country trip. We'll start the new westerly direction, I suppose, during the week next week.
Sir, going to ground, 21-9er, American 2450. Good day.
American 2450, good day.
You're cleared. Toronto to the airport, rail vectors Cabo, Cobb, Pepsi, at 5, climb, maintain 6,000. Departure on 118.925, clock 5742, expect runway 33.
Okay, so altitude is well managed. We're making our way to turn to finals here in probably about 2.5, 3 minutes. Go ahead and come off of altitude and heading hold here.
Piper Mike Delta Lima, contact departure on 118.925.
Going to 118.925.
Twin Star 4 Juliet Whiskey, contact departure on 118.925.
Over to 18925, 4 Juliet Whiskey.
Okay. looks like there are quite a few little GA airports around Bangor, along with places for float planes, seaplane. That might be fun. Eddie, if you happen to watch this live stream and you get this far, I'm going to check out the lake that's just to the north of Bangor. With 11,000 feet, we're going to use flaps for our landing today. And turn ourselves back to zero. Zulu, runway in sight, on final. You're coming down.
123 Alpha Zulu, winds 210 at 5, runway 33, cleared to land.
There's 123 Alpha Zulu. Since we got that landing clearance so far out, I don't think I wanted to touch base.
123 Alpha Zulu, enter left base for runway 33.
Bangor Tower, we are on finals for runway 33. And we have entered runway. And turning finals. Turning finals now.
123 Alpha Zulu, winds 210 at 5, runway 33, cleared to land.
So as you can see, it's a little glitchy. And there's our decision heights. We are good. I'll say hello to our Allegiant big friend. And we are down. Welcome to Bangor. Describe some of that landing. Smoothest attempt ever. All right, we are down.
Allegiant 853 holding short 33, ready for departure.
Allegiant 853, winds 210 at 5, runway 33, cleared for takeoff.
33 cleared for takeoff, Allegiant 853.
That's funny. I'm still on the active. Bangor Tower 123 Alpha Zulu, we are still on the active.
123 Alpha Zulu, vacate runway when able.
123 Alpha Zulu, you might want to put a hold on that departure clearance you just gave to Allegiant.
One, 2, 3 Alpha Zulu, welcome to Bangor. Exit at Mike if able. Contact ground on 121.9er. 123 Alpha Zulu, roger, holding all departures.
Good grief. That wasn't the least bit distracting. At any rate, welcome to Bangor. We're here. Put the parking brake on here. We'll just tidy this up here real quick. Bangor Ground, 123 Alpha Zulu, requesting taxi to General Aviation Parking.
Alpha Zulu, taxi to park overflow stand 84 via Alpha Charlie. Good day.
Overflow parking stand 84 via Alpha Charlie, 123 Alpha Zulu. Good day. All right, there we go. Boy, that was not the least bit distracting. At any rate, I do hope everybody is keeping well. And we are putting a wrap here on this portion of our tour. We'll start section 2 next week. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe. Got lots more content coming your way. With that, I'm going to leave it here. I hope everybody is keeping well.
Departure, maintain VFR at or below 1,000 feet. Departure on 118.925, squawk 314.
And I'll leave it here. As always, cheers, y'all.